What's going on, YouTube? It's Dr. Spaz back again with another absolute banger! Boy, do we got a good one for you here today. This is an in-depth guide on how to beat the new boss, PHAYZE. Let's dive right into it. We will be doing this on normal. I will have an elite tutorial for you down the road. Alright, so as with the new boss, a new boss is going to have its own unique features, its own unique defense, it's going to have its own unique play style that you may not be used to. So that's why I'm here today. I'm here to teach you on how to handle them. Let's get started. So, before we even explain exactly what PHAYZE does, what we're going to do is we're just going to get started with our defense, right? As this is going, what I'm going to be doing, as I've mentioned in previous videos before, and as I mentioned in the previous tutorial, Bloonarius, I did an in-depth guide a while back with Bloonarius. I've been wanting to do, excuse me, I've been wanting to do on other bosses like Dreadbloon, Lich, that sort of thing. But there really hasn't, it's either been one of two things. There really hasn't been a great, either it's like the boss is like super tough, or there hasn't been like a great opportunity for me to make the video. But luckily with the new boss, I want to make sure that those who are not used to him yet, you have this in-depth guide to be able to take care of him fairly easily. He's pretty straightforward. He seems a little complicated at first, but once you kind of get used to him, he becomes easily manageable. At least for this week. I know there's no restrictions or anything like that. But even still, as time progresses, as the months and the years go on, I'm sure in most situations, PHAYZE shouldn't be that big of a deal. I guess, you know, only time will tell. I'm going to put another Dart Monkey down just for a little bit extra defense. Our main focus right now is to farm as much as humanly possible. Since this isn't elite, we don't have to go absolutely crazy, but the harder we farm in the beginning, the better off we'll be in the end. What I'm shooting for here is 5 banana farms by round 40. And I want to make sure I have a 014 engineer to have his balloon trap. This guy right here at the entrance right here. But essentially I want 5 banana farms. They're actually going to be marketplaces. They're going to be 203 farms. And I want a 014 engineer by round 40. I'm going to go in depth here in just a second on how we're going to handle PHAYZE himself, but in the meantime, let's talk about how we're going to farm here. So as you can see already, I'm putting down my 3rd farm here. I'm not even upgrading these farms whatsoever. There is multiple different ways that you can do this. This is personally what I found to be the easiest and just the most straightforward way and the simplest way, but there is multiple different avenues that you can kind of go about doing this. If you have a full understanding on how to farm properly and how to take advantage about making as much money as possible, especially in the early rounds, by all means, do as you wish. For those who are either new to the game or may not have a strong strategy on how to properly farm, especially for a boss, if you follow my lead here, I'll get you taken care of. The reason why I'm putting 5 farms down before I do anything whatsoever... Hold on, I gotta put another Dart Monkey. The reason why I'm putting 5 farms down before I do anything with upgrading is just because each banana farm overall will send out 8 bunches of bananas, each at $20 per bunch. So that's $160 per banana farm per round. You get a few of these bad boys out, you're going to be making several $100s per round, which is absolutely great. I might even throw a 6th one down here. We'll see when the time comes. We're already at 16, so I may not do that, but we'll see. Most individuals will jump right into a banana farm and make it a 200, and that is a great option for sure. The reason why I'm not jumping right into that just yet is just because every time you upgrade to a 200 banana farm, you're essentially spending the same amount of money for 2 000 banana farms. You're not going to be getting as many banana bunches as you would with a second 000 banana farm. Ultimately, we do want to upgrade these to 200, but I always like to start off with a few 000 banana farms first, just to kind of get us started. I am using no hero with this tutorial here today, just in case you may not have every hero unlocked. I'm going to keep upgrading these guys, and I'm trying to be as cheap as possible with defense. The less I spend on defense, especially in the early rounds, the more money I can save and spend on investing into my banana farms. I'm going to go ahead and put down my engineer now, just to get us prepared for later, because like I mentioned, we're going to get the balloon trap with him. However, I want to put him down now because the balloons are starting to become a little overwhelming. A 013 engineer can hold his own and hold back almost every balloon for a long period of time, up until deep into the 30s. I'm upgrading all of these to 200 farms. This is going to be the most efficient way to get to your marketplaces. They're going to make your money back the fastest that you spend on, especially getting to a marketplace. If you go a 023, if you have the monkey knowledge, you'll make a little bit more per round per farm. Oh, I have Les to deal with. I'm going to put a druid down here, and that's solely because we will be using him later as well. Utilizing a 203 marketplace is going to be a quicker entry to get into the marketplaces and faster, just more of them. I'm not worried about my lives right now. We'll make those back and then some here later down the road. But a 203 marketplace is going to get you into the marketplace quicker than a 023 will. The 023, if you have the monkey money or monkey knowledge, will make you more money overall. However, it's going to take you longer to get to that point, especially with multiple farms. This is the fastest and most efficient way to get into where you need to go. I had to spend some money on defense because round 33 crept up on us super quickly. Like I mentioned, I'm trying to spend as little money as humanly possible on defense, just to make sure that I can spend the most amount of money I possibly can on my farming, especially before round 40. We should be able to get these next two marketplaces easy peasy with no issues at all. The only concern I have is if I'm going to be able to get the engineer before round 40. If not, that's okay. I'll get him as soon as basically the boss event starts here in a minute. I know I may not be doing the most efficient way with farming, which is why it will take me a little bit to make an elite tutorial. I won't have that. It might be a couple of months before I get there. I'm still struggling with elite bosses overall, but I will say that ultimately at the end of the day, this strategy that I'm showing you here will get you taken care of and then some to handle the regular boss. Saving some money here for the balloon trap. I'm also going to turn auto start off because the boss is coming up here in a second as well. Alright, let's go one more round here. Okay, so here's where we're at. We have 5 grand to work with. We have some decent defense, right? But is this defense enough for the boss? Absolutely not. Let's talk about what the boss does. Okay, so PHAYZE can get a little bit complicated, but let's make this quick and easy. PHAYZE has the camo property in the reality shield that increases its speed while the shield is active. This, long story short, just means, hey, PHAYZE is a camo balloon. You can take the camo off of him if you want. It's just like a normal camo balloon. You just need a tower that can see camo to be able to hit him, right? Obviously, that's a challenge. You gotta have either a buff or some sort of tower to be able to see camo, like some sort of tower naturally, be able to see camo in order to be able to do damage to him, unless you remove the camo feature from PHAYZE. He has the reality shield that increases his speed while the shield is active. To be honest with you, I haven't really noticed that much of a difference. If there is a difference at all, it's barely noticeable. It's more of the other stuff that I'm more worried about, if I'm just being straightforward with you. When each skull is reached, PHAYZE rebuilds the reality shield. Also, for the record, that reality shield is very similar to what like you see with like Dread Balloon, for example, where there's a shield over the health bar. That health bar will have its normal health bar with like the skulls and stuff like that, but every time you hit a skull or like at the beginning when the boss spawns, you'll have that shield cover over the health bar that you have to knock out before you actually take away from the actual health of the boss. When each skull is reached, PHAYZE will rebuild the reality shield, and he'll warp forward, opening a tear in the fabric of reality, allowing balloons to spawn further along the track. Basically, every time you hit a skull, essentially, long story short, not only is he having the reality shield here, but he's basically going to jump along the track. He's going to skip sections of the track, so if you kill him like if you allow FaZe to live too long here, that can become a big deal. Every skull he'll just jump forward, that sort of thing. Here's a little hint here: allowing balloons to spawn further along the track. We'll look at that in a second. Skulls also trigger a slow roar around FaZe, reducing the attack speed of all monkey towers. This is map wide. It's not that much of a noticeable difference, but obviously, especially later tiers, for the boss, you'll notice that just the towers overall will just shoot slower than what they normally do. And when you have a bunch of towers, that adds up pretty quickly. FaZe triggers a radar jam every 24 seconds, disabling camo C and buffs, as well as restoring camo property if it has been stripped. The stripping part is like, submarine, wizard, engineer, that sort of thing that removes camo from balloons. That sort of thing also works just as well as with FaZe. So if you can remove camo from normal balloons, you can remove camo from FaZe. It's just this radar jam that's every 24 seconds will put that camo property back onto FaZe. This radar jam will also disable camo C and buffs for towers that have those. So it's basically if you have a tower that is not naturally seen with camo, if that makes sense. Like a ninja, for example, like a ninja can naturally see camo. If you have a tower that like a druid or a alchemist or a tax shooter or something that just doesn't normally see camos, you have to have a camo buff on that. Well, the radar jam stops that buff for a short period of time every 24 seconds. That's a big deal in a very tight situation if you have a lot of camo balloons, which you will have, because Radar Jam also pulls balloons to not only FaZe's location, but the balloons that he pulls to his location will give them camo property, meaning, except for Moab class balloons, any balloon that gets pulled to FaZe's location, which will be all balloons, you'll see, they'll naturally just be camo balloons. Like, they'll spawn out the gate as camo balloons, which is absolutely nuts. So, long story short, you need to have camo defense until you get Spirit of the Forest, which we will have. A little spoiler for you. Once you get Spirit of the Forest, that whole, granting them camo property and, the camo seeing buffs, all that good stuff, that's not going to be that much of an issue. Until you get the Spirit, or after you get the Spirit of the Forest, I should say. Oh, and then the last thing is the radar jam. It pulls the balloons to FaZe's location, so you'll see a portal open up. Every time that portal opens up, when there's a radar jam initiated, balloons start spawning out of that instead of the entrance of the track. So obviously that's a big deal if you don't have the right defense. But yeah, overall, this is an overlook of FaZe, so you guys will be able to see how this will look here in the video. So, first things first, we're at round 40. We are generating quite a bit of money, especially at these times of rounds, right? We're going to take this money and use this to defeat Tier 1 FaZe. And it's actually not hard at all to do this. I'll show you why here in a second. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a ninja and I'm going to set him right down right here. We are going to convert him to a 104 sticky bomb here, and we're also going to get a second one like somewhere like over here as well, because FaZe will be dancing around this area for the majority of the time that we're attacking him. Over here we'll get some shots into him. It's not going to be a whole lot, right? We don't have great defense for that. I'll grab this guy here because of the Moab buff there for that. But we're going to turn this into a sticky bomb. We're going to get a second one right over here as well. The big thing is the extra balloons, okay? The problem with that is we need to have something that's going to have good defense for camo, because as I was mentioning earlier, as you saw earlier, not only is he going to bring balloons to his location, but also those same balloons are going to be turned into camo balloons. And during a radar jam, any tower that doesn't naturally see camo is going to be not like any buff that gives camo detection to towers, and that tower doesn't naturally see camo, they're not going to be able to hit those balloons. So I need to make sure I have great camo defense. These guys are going to do fine, right? For the Moab class balloon, he's going to be able to handle some balloons. But essentially, with these dart monkeys right here, we're going to level these bad boys up to be able to handle some of these camo balloons. Okay, we're going to run this slow here. To be honest with you, I find Tier 1 to be the hardest. It's hard to get started, but once you get started, it'll set you on the right path to have success later for the boss. Let's go ahead and get started here. Alright, so this is FaZe. This is what he looks like here in person. You can see his reality shield here. He doesn't have much health, but his reality shield, I believe, is half of what his health is in total. He's going to have his reality shield quite often. Every time, and what I mean by that is, for all the reality shields that he pulls up, it's going to equal to about half of his health, I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on that, though. It could be a fourth. I'm just hearing through the grapevine it's something like that. So, he's basically going to have 15,000 HP here, which isn't anything crazy, right? Alright, Sticky Bomb, let's go ahead and get that. We're going to go ahead and get another ninja here. We're going to throw him here. We're going to speed this up a little bit. Flash Bomb, which is great. One Sticky Bomb might be able to handle him, but I don't really know. They did nerf the Sticky Bomb. They nerfed the 104, the XX4 Ninja. I will say, so the reality shield's gone, right? We're gonna get another Sticky Bomb here. The nerf, here, I'll pause it here. The nerf that they did for the Sticky Bomb Ninja is beforehand he could throw his Sticky Bomb out way beyond his range. So like here's his range here. He could be throwing the Sticky Bomb out like right over here, or maybe like down here or something like that. Like that's far beyond his range. It's like double the length, right? Which is awesome. He can still throw a little bit outside of his range, but it's not that much of a difference now anymore. Like it's not that far out, what I mean. Which kind of stinks, to be honest with you. I want to take this time to throw down another farm because that is something that we need to work on. I'm going to do any marketplace I do going forward is going to be a 0, 2, 3 because at that point we're going to have enough money for it. I'm going to upgrade this guy to a sharpshooter to be able to take care of balloons. And we're going to level this guy up as well for camos as well. A 0, 2, 3 marketplace will make about $16 more per round compared to a 2, 0, 3. You take several marketplaces and several rounds, it adds up quite a bit. We're going to turn this guy into a Druid of the Jungle. We're going to take a village and put it right over here. We're going to slow down. We already have auto start off. That was fantastic. You can see already how easy that was. Just get a couple 104 ninjas. In this case, I turn them into 204. Screw it, whatever. You get some camo detection, you're fine. You're good. It's the later tiers that become difficult if you do not have the proper camo defense. I'm going to turn this guy into a 104, eventually a 105. And the biggest reason why is, one, not only is it going to make money per round, but it's also going to, all the pops that these towers are going to get are going to be an 80% increase per pop. So if one balloon equals $1, which in the early rounds it does, up until like 50 or 55 or something like that, one balloon is going to equal $1 normally. Well, it's going to equal $1.80 until, you know, the balloons start becoming less value as more come out. That's a whole nother video for another day, though. But an 80% increase is absolutely amazing. That's almost double cash, which is fantastic. So right now, a XX4 village with these towers right here, that is an 80% increase. That is almost double cash. That is fantastic. Now we're going to keep focusing on farming. I'm just going to get several of these, and I'll show you why here shortly. Okay, so I have 9 here, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to set something up over here that's going to generate us a lot of money. One of these farms that we're going to have over here in a second, it's not this one specifically, but one of these farms that we're going to have over here is going to be another bottom path farm. Something I didn't do earlier is I need to sell one of these, but I'm going to keep the other for tier 2, and I'll show you why here shortly. But I'm going to have 9 of these here. I'll have more, but to get started with, we're going to have 9 here, and there's going to be a 10th one right here. Some of you may already know as to why specifically I want 10 bottom path farms, but I'll explain why here momentarily as well. And for the meantime, we're going to take this guy and we're going to turn this into a Monkeyopolis, and he's going to suck up this farm. Now this guy is going to generate $145 per crate, and he's going to generate 10 crates per round. That is $1,400. It's just a little over $1,400 per round. That is fantastic. This guy is going to be generating us a lot of money for the next 70 rounds. Now in the meantime, I'm going to throw down another marketplace here. I specifically wanted 10. I'm going to throw one right here. Right here. And I'm going to throw another farm right here. But this one's not going to be a bottom path farm. It's going to be a top path farm. We're going to make it a 320. We're going to make this a 203. We're at round 54. About to be round 55 here in just a second. We're going to turn this into a central market. And now we are going to save our money. I need $40,000. I technically need more than that. I need like 80,000, something like that. Which surprisingly, as far off as I am from that, it won't be that hard to grab. Okay, first things first. We are at the doorstep of Tier 2 phase. We need to get prepared for this, and there's two things that I'm going to do that's going to take care of this boss for Tier 2. First things first, we are going to get a Spirit of the Forest. And the next thing is we are going to get a Master Bomber. These two towers for Tier 2 is more than enough to take care of them. Let's get this going. After we get the Master Bomber, the money that we save, we're going to make more farms and upgrade our farms as well. You can see the Spirit of the Forest is taking care of phase here. It's pretty easy, just with him by himself. But this is awesome. You can see already that he's going to be losing a lot of health just from the Spirit of the Forest. But as soon as we get a Master Bomber here in, which he has the ability to... he has global detection. He throws his sticky bombs anywhere on the map. So he's going to be focusing on phase here. No matter where he's at, we need global detection. So the combination of the Spirit of the Forest, taking care of the balloons for the most part, especially with the camo detection, and having the Master Bomber focus was strong here. Focus on phase here, it's not a problem at all. We can kill him super quickly. Now I'm saving my money to upgrade and purchase more farms. I'm just going to purchase more marketplaces just to get these guys going. I might end up selling them later and getting better farms overall, but who knows. We don't need to do anything crazy. There's not a lot that we have to do to take down phase for the rest of these tiers. You can see the Spirit of the Forest taking care of those balloons pretty easily, even Moab class balloons. And any second now, yep, he's gone. Awesome. Alright, let's finish this round. I want to get this guy before the round ends if it allows me. I may not be able to. Let's see. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes, got him. Okay, the reason why I wanted that is because he gives, what is it, like $3,000 or $4,000 at the end of every single round, the Monkey Wall Street here. So, the Monkey Wall Street right here will give about $3,000 or $4,000 at the end of every single round. So we got a big boost at the end of that round, which is fantastic. That's $3,000 or $4,000 I wouldn't have had if I wouldn't have done that quickly. Quickie. Also, next thing is we're going to sell the Master Bomber. And we're going to save going forward. The Spirit of the Forest will carry us deep into the 90s just by himself. DDTs, ZOMGs, everything, you name it. The Spirit of the Forest will take care of all these balloons deep into the 90s. I think he might be able to handle 98 on this map, but I could be wrong about that. I know he can handle 95, but that's okay. We have the boss a couple of times around that round as well, so we have Tier 3 and Tier 4 right after that, so we need more defense anyway. But at least that we know now we are safe until the 90s, so that means all of the money that we're going to get, we're going to put into our farms. And the very first thing I'm going to do is going to get a Banana Central. I went ahead and sold all of my towers just so I can be able to grab this Banana Central right here as well. Now I'm going to go ahead and sell these guys because I want to take these guys and upgrade them. As I was mentioning earlier, I want to make sure I have 10 bottom path farms. We're at 9 right now. We want to make sure that they're all 024s. And I want to make sure this one stays here as well. Alright, now, in the meantime, what we're going to do is we're going to put some boats here. We want to fill up all of this. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn all of these into bottom path farms except for the top two. You might be able to see where I'm going at with this. So here's what I went ahead and did. I got tier 4s for these guys here, which I can upgrade here shortly, I guess. But the problem with that is they won't have camo detection. I could put a village next to them, but you know how that is with PHAYZE, right? More importantly, I got these guys. These guys are gonna make us a buttload of money over the course of the rest, the next, all the way up to round 119, or technically round 120. But the reason why I won is these guys just make a lot of money in themselves. But as you can see here, we have the times 10 multiplier. When you have a XX4 or XX5 farm, that allows that tower to give a multiplier for these boats. It multiplies up to 10. You can see I have more than 10 here. I have 11 here, but it's only given a multiplier of 10, and that's not because this guy is, you know, different. This guy counts too. Like if I were to sell this guy here, it would still have times 10 here, which is awesome. But not only do these guys make money, quite a bit of money by themselves, but now with these farms, they're going to make a lot more money at the end of every single round, which is fantastic. In the meantime, what we need to do here is we're going to get a rod and we're going to get a mad. A rod is the Ray of Doom, and mad is the Moab Assured Destroyer. I forgot what it actually stood for. But once we're able to afford both of them, both of these guys are going to be able to take care of PHAYZE. No issue whatsoever. He's already going to be hurt by the time we get these guys upgraded, and then we'll sell them and, you know, go from there. But let's go ahead and get started. We're not going to be able to do that much for tier 3 damage until we get these guys upgraded. Especially when we get the mad. As soon as we get the mad, we're going to take care of this guy pretty quickly. In fact, actually, I can do that right now. Well, we're already kind of almost there. So we're going to go ahead and get the rod first. So you look at this. And it's not going to be long before we get the mad either. This is pretty good. I'll go more into why I grabbed these two boats here shortly. Of course, we'll get them to tier 5 as well. You see how he warped across the track like that? Almost have the rod. Alright, let's go ahead and grab... Oh, we already got the rod. Oh, no, we got to get the mad. That's what it was. I was backwards. And then we'll go ahead and use this ability. Yeah, we're destroying him pretty quickly here. This won't be a problem at all. So he pulled up his shield. He leaps across the track. You can see the portal that he's got going here. It's going to turn all balloons into camo balloons. As long as they're not Moab class balloons, as you can tell. He's warping. I don't have anything to remove the camo detection. We're just going to be saving money here too as well. Alright. Just go ahead and take care of those extra balloons, and we're going to sell these guys. It is round 88, and look how much money we have. We have a crap ton of money. This is absolutely fantastic. Technically, from this point on, you could go ahead and sell all of these farms. You can sell all this defense if you really want to. We're not going to do that here. But you can sell all of this stuff here and put a Dart Paragon right here and put a decent Dart Paragon. Like, you can get like a degree 40 or 50 or something like that for a Dart Paragon. And you'll not only be good for tier 4 easily, but you'll take care of tier 5 as well. So you can put him here, or maybe put him like something like here so we can see as much track as possible. That's probably what I would do. You can sell all of this stuff here and all of this stuff here, be able to get down 4 tier 5 darts, so 2 bottom path tier 5s, 1 in the middle and 1 at the top path, plus a bunch of extra darts down to, you know, to spend extra money on them. So you can go deep into the 40s, if not into the 50s, and get a pretty solid Dart Paragon, and you will take care of tier 4 and tier 5 without a problem. You'll be good from this point on, so if you want to do that just to get the medal, just to get the rewards, and not have to break a sweat about it, go ahead and do that, knock it out. That'll be fantastic. And then that's it, right? But if you want to take care of them and just absolutely knock it out of the park, follow this lead here, follow this path here, and I'll get you taken care of. We are in the 90s, and we're just going to farm. I'm not worried about defense at all. Everything that we have here, in fact, actually, I'll put this village here. I'll make it a 2-0 or a 2-3-0, just so that these guys get camo detection. But, yeah, going forward from this part on, we're just going to build our wealth. In fact, actually, I'll grab a couple more farms here. I might be able to get one right here. I can. That's cool. Alright, that's enough for that. What we had before was more than enough, but I wanted to add on to it because why not? In the meantime, right now, as while we're in the 90s as well, we're going to get some aces out. Aces out, and I'm actually going to bring a tech bot out as well. We're going to put this guy right here. If you guys are not familiar with the tech bot, what this guy does is when you pair him to a tower, it's like I paired him right here. I'm actually going to change these to Wing Monkey. I love Wing Monkey. The tech bot will utilize the ability every time the ability cooldown ends. So if you have a tech bot, it's a great tool to have, especially if you need extra pops for a Paragon. Because with these guys here and these guys here, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for pops. We're going to take a village as well. And oh, somewhere. I probably should have put the tech bot there, huh? That was kind of a new move, but maybe we'll be able to fit something right here. Okay, he's in range of the village, and it's not that village either, or this one up here as well, so this guy's in range of this. That's fantastic. So these guys will see camos. That's what I want. All right, so we are at round 99. I am pretty sure, don't quote me on it, I am pretty sure with the defense that we have now, we will be more than A-OK to be able to take down the tier 4. We're going to find out. Worst case scenario, I'll throw down another mat and a rod, and then we'll be fine from there. Okay. Yeah, so far so good. It's just every time he's going to hit that radar jam, that's where I'm going to kind of get concerned. Because as I was mentioning before, these villages give a camo buff to these towers. These towers can't normally see camo by themselves. So what happens with the radar jam if they can't see camo? Oh, so you can see here, you can see like the little camo things here. It's a little subtle. Oh, it's not seeing them here. You can see right here the little camo debuff indicator. It's a little subtle indicator. But I think we'll be alright. I think we'll be okay. Yeah, so far so good. I think we'll be A-okay. I think we'll be alright. Alright, so around 110, we're about to hit the next skull. I can't see us not beating this, so I think we're alright. Man, it's pretty tricky to see all these balloons be coming out here and not at the front. Alright, so we went ahead and took care of the tier 4 phase, which is fantastic. Took a little longer than I wanted, and some balloons kind of got up here. Some DDTs kind of got up here, which is kind of a little scary, I'm not gonna lie. But hey, we got the job done nonetheless. This is fantastic. Also, if you take a note here, as I mentioned earlier, I wasn't worried about losing lives at the very beginning of the video. I wasn't worried about losing lives at all. Now you can see where we're at here. These bottom path farms, and this guy here as well, generate a bunch of lives every single round. So after many, many, many rounds, it adds up pretty quickly. We're going to go ahead and finish all the way up to 119. Alright, so as I mentioned earlier, if you get yourself after, what was that, round 88 or something like that, if you go ahead and sell all the farms at whatever round that was, I think it was 88. You sell all the farms, you get the darts down for the tier 5s, all 4 of them. You get a whole bunch of extras on top of that. You'll probably get a 50, 55 or something like that, a dart paragon. If you throw it right here, the range for them is going to be more than enough to cover most of the map, which means that paragon is going to be more than enough to take care of phase, not only for tier 4, but for tier 5 as well, and you're good at that point. But, as I also mentioned earlier, we're doing more than that, and I want to show you why. We're going to delete phase here. We are going to absolutely annihilate him. Alright, first things first, we are going to sell every single one of these farms, and we are going to sell Spirit of the Forest as well. We're going to sell all of the villages. We are going to grab a boat paragon. Look at the pops that they have. Not too shabby. Wish it was a little bit better, but they generated some money on top of that. It's going to be kind of a low level here, but let's see what we get. Oh, 31. That's better than I thought. I thought it was going to be like 22 or something like that. Next thing is the aces, 3.5 million, basically 3.6 million. Almost a million here and almost a million there. So we're going to have 5 million, over 5 million pops here just by themselves. But before we do anything with that, I want to get a... Actually, you know what? No, we'll go ahead and do the ace right now. We're going to go ahead and do the ace right now. What's wrong one? There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll throw 1, 2, and then an extra one. So in order to get a higher degree Paragon, you need as many pops as possible, up to like 16 million and something. Also, if you have Geraldo, you can use Geraldo's totems to get higher degrees. And then also, if you spend upwards of $250,000 on that specific tower, other than the tier 5s, you'll get higher degrees as well. And how we're going to do that is, we already got a bunch of pops. It's not 16 million, but it is quite a bit. But we're just going to upgrade all of these to the bottom path. They're about 25,000 in total. So that's why I put down as many as I did, specifically on the math. Plus, I threw an extra one down just to play it safe. All right, let's go ahead and grab... I'll throw them right here. Let's go ahead and grab the Goliath Doom Ship and see what degree we get. I'm going to guess 50. 48. Okay, I was close. That's pretty good. As long as we get above 40, that's all that matters. Every 20 degrees for a Paragon, they get a huge buff. They get a buff in attack speed, damage, all that stuff. Next up, we are going to do... We should have just enough for a Dart Paragon as well. We're going to throw... We'll throw them right... We'll do this one here. We're going to get 4 of them. Oh, we may not have enough. Hold on. Oh! We're just short. Okay, we're basically 90,000 short. Son of a gun. Okay. To be honest, I thought I was going to have enough for all 3. So this kind of stinks. And I know I'm not going to have it by the time PHAYZE is beat. But we'll just say I could grab some. I need 36 of these. I do have the monkey money for it. That's okay. If you farmed a little bit harder to get the extra 90,000 in the earlier rounds, like I could have grabbed a bunch of extra marketplaces and central markets and this and that and the other. I could have grabbed the boats earlier, that sort of thing. If you basically do all that a little bit earlier, you can afford a third, the Dart Paragon. You can afford the third one. You'll delete them even quicker if you want to have fun with that. Other than that, I mean, it is what it is. We're going to go ahead and sell them, and instead we're going to grab a Sun Temple. Alright, we're going to go ahead and sacrifice for the Sun Temple here. I am 5,000 short. Son of a gun. I will actually go ahead and do... I can't grab this during okay, that's okay. Here, let me slow this down here. Let me grab 1 and 2. We're going to go ahead and grab this. Yes. And give him extra range. We're going to go ahead and grab a third one. I love doing this. Alright. We'll set him on strong. Alright, let's get it. We're already... I mean, look how fast we're deleting this guy, Brand. Oh, we might defeat him in a round. Hold on. Okay, 2 rounds. Well, there you have it. We defeated him in 2 rounds. If I would have had the Dart Paragon ready to go, I guarantee we would have defeated him in a round. But thank you all for watching. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you. If you don't mind liking the videos, subscribing, ringing that bell, and leaving a comment down below, just helping me with the algorithm here. I want to make more of these videos. I enjoy them, and I appreciate every single one of you, and I want to have more people view these videos. I love communicating with you guys. I love chatting with you guys. Feel free to join the Discord down in the link in the description below as well. Just help me out here if you guys don't mind. It really is appreciated. I really do appreciate it. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for tuning in. And until next time, peace.